guys, thanks so much for watching The Social Life, the place to be for entrepreneurs with a purpose. So today I really want to help you get your message together so that no matter where you are in this nonprofit process or in creating your business or whatever your something amazing is, everyone can be doing this today. I have a few tips for you on what you can do to create your message and put it on social media. Now, this will be more of a series type of video, so there will be a follow-up video to this. But in this video, I really want to talk to you about honing in on your message and finding your voice and all of that goes along with really getting started with social media so you can start hitting the ground running. You may have heard of the phrase, the medium is the message, and that was by Marshall McLuhan. Now, as a communications major, it's probably one of my favorite phrases, and I think it's probably one of the most applicable to the online space and social media and all the different platforms you have to choose from. And I know it can be kind of tough to figure out which platform you should be on. Should you be on all of them? Should you be on one of them? And so this series is really going to go through all of those platforms, like how to know where you should be, how to know what your message should be, what you should be talking about, things like that. The things I think really can help you expand your customer base, expand your reach as far as getting your mission and vision out there for your business and your organization. So today we're really just going to focus on talking about messaging and really talking about how to get started on social media. So the first thing I have to say is understanding that the medium is truly just the way your message is going to be perceived. So you first need to focus on that message. What I would caution for you as you start on this social media journey is to really focus on what you're best at. Are you best at writing or are you best at speaking? And it doesn't matter, there is no better or worse. And I'll explain why in my next video when I talk about where you're going to be putting that message. So for the purpose of this video, we really want to figure out if you're a good writer or you're a good speaker. And if you're neither of those, which one are you willing to spend the most time learning and cultivating? So that's your mode of communication, and that's number one. Number two is really focusing on how you're going to deliver your message, what you'll be saying in this message about your nonprofit, about your business, whatever it is. What is your main thrust or your main overall message? So when you're talking about your message, one of the things that you'll be focused on is niching down into, okay, what is my actual mission? Like, what is it that we do? Now, for Launchpad, you know that what we do is we launch kids into extracurricular activities. Now, if you were to see something on my page that just says, oh, I launch kids into extracurricular activities, that wouldn't really give you enough information. So when you're creating these messages, you really need to be thinking about, okay, I'm meeting random people online. They have no idea what my organization is about. They have no idea who I am. They don't even know that I might be the founder of this organization. So how are you going to bring your message that's really niched down to an area so that someone, when they see your post, they'll know that it's associated with you? So there are a number of different types of posts that you'll want to have within your mix of content when you're putting out your message, and no matter which medium you're putting it on, you will decide which medium and how you're going to put it. But there are 7 different types of content that you should be looking to put out for your organization. So the first one is inspirational. Your first piece of content that you can work on is inspirational. Now, you've seen all the posts with all of the, inspirational quotes and things like that, and that's great, and it should be, you totally add that into your mix. It's evergreen, it works all the time. People love seeing these, and it's a way for people to connect with your vibe of your organization, or your kind of thought process as the founder. So these are great pieces of content to add into the mix. Now, the next piece of content would be educational. You want to educate people on why you're doing what you're doing and why it's important to them, or just maybe a statistic that they didn't know or understand, that they might be like, wow, that's shocking, I had no idea. We see so much inspirational things. We don't always see things where we're learning something directly from that organization about their mission and why they do what they do. The third piece of content I would suggest adding into your mix is awareness. So awareness is huge. I mean, awareness posts could be something like, every time I launch a kid, if I'm on top of my social media, I generally will put up a post that talks about, we launched this child and here's what we launched them in. And it's just an awareness post. I'm not asking them to do anything. I'm not asking them to know a lot about my organization. I'm just sharing what we're doing as the organization grows. And I think those types of posts are fantastic. We get a lot of response on those posts when we do put them up. And those are just the types of content you'll want to focus on just to mix in there. So they'll be seeing your inspirational quotes, they'll see your educational posts, and then they'll see something about your organization. So that's always a great thing to add in. The next type of content would be personal. So if you are the face of your organization, you're the founder, people want to know your story. They want to know how you got there. They want to know a little bit more about you, like who is the person behind this organization running this? Who's giving the vibe that you've created with your organization? So you really want to think about having some personal journey posts in there, even if you decide to only add that into maybe your newsletter or more personal areas of social media that you create for your organization. But really you'll want to show like, this is what I do on a daily basis, or maybe you have a message that you want to put out that day and it's coming directly from you. These are things that are great for your organization. They're things that really help people connect to both you as the founder and also your organization and the passion that you have in leading it. The next thing is updates. Updates are a great way to update just the people who are following your organization on social media. Just a quick update about what's going on with your organization. This can be written, it can be in a photo, it can be in a live video, it could be however you want to give that information, but it's fantastic to have just update posts occasionally sprinkled into your mix. Mission-oriented posts are some of the most critical pieces of information and content that you can add into the mix of content that you'll be putting out for your social media posts. And the reason I say this is because your mission-oriented focus is obviously what makes your organization run. So when you're out there talking about, this is how we complete our mission. I just put up a post the other day about my intern meeting up with me and getting ready to start that whole internship semester. And the reason I put posts up like that are just to show like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how we accomplish this mission. I don't have a whole team behind me. I have, a few people that are able to help me. And then this is how I make this mission work. So whether that helps other founders or that just shows my supporters that we are still working on the mission and this is how we're doing things, this is one of those types of posts that can really connect people back to your organization, back to the mission, back to the nuts and bolts of how this organization is running and what you're doing. And the last type of post that I would mix in, and I would probably keep this at more of a 20% type of post, is a call to action. Once people see maybe your other 6 posts, they might be primed to want to give. And so maybe make this your 7th post or something. Every time you post, maybe 80-20, you would have 20% of your posts be a call to action. And I think that's the way you should always do it in business. So you shouldn't always be putting out posts to ask people to support you. You can always direct people to your website. You can always direct them back to the place where maybe you have like this big sign that says donate to us or whatever. But really you want to focus your content on the first 6 types of content rather than the last one, because truly the 7th piece is something that should be really sprinkled in, okay? So those are the types of content, the types of messages that you can create within that mix of content. Now, when you're getting started on social media, the thing I would say the most is to really experiment, have fun, try to find your voice, try to find the vibe you're going for, experiment with filters, try out all the different modes of that platform, because truly when you first start, you're still trying to figure out your message, and when you talk about message, you really want to focus on, you have this small mission, you have this focus, which is your mission, but you have to understand that people, when they first see your organization, they don't really know what that niche focus is. They're not going to immediately grasp your mission or immediately connect with your mission. So you want to be able to start with your mission, start really niche down, and then you want to be able to bring it from a 30,000 foot level. Like if you're talking about recycling or something, let's just say, and your focus is on recycling. Maybe your focus is on recycling in Haiti, and yes, I'm talking about you, Woodleen. And so your focus might be in Haiti, but for the person who lives in Chicago, maybe they're not going to be focused on recycling in Haiti. So you need to bring it together for your viewer to be able to connect with you on why this is important to them. Right? So maybe you're not going to go directly to recycling in Haiti. You're going to talk about recycling in general and how to make recycling easier, or how to make recycling fun for your kids, or all of these types of things. And then you can bring it around to your mission and say, if you'd like to find out more about helping others recycle in, internationally, which is my mission, go to my website and find out more about the work we do in Haiti. You can say things like that. Your mission becomes more of an afterthought when you're trying to build an audience. You need to go more broad and not stay as niche focused as you want to be originally. So when you're going to create your posts and all of that and your content strategy, you really want to get all of your messages clear, and then try to see if someone saw that, if your messages look like, okay, if someone saw this and I don't know who they are, would they understand what I'm talking about or where I'm coming from? Or is there a way that I can connect this a little bit more to them? So you want to look at potentially broadening your base of content that you talk about online. You can be very niche down and narrow on your website. You can be very niche down and narrow when you're speaking to someone in person. They have some knowledge of what you're doing. And you can even be niche down and narrow when you're creating your content on that 7th piece of content where it's specifically mission focused and you're having a call to action. The big thing to consider when you are thinking about your message is you want to think about this as a journey with these people. You want to make it so that it's something where they've heard about you for a long time, and then now they're at a point where, okay, I understand this organization, I understand where we are. And even if you ran through those 7 pieces of content all the time, you would eventually get to a point where at that 7th piece, most of those people have seen your content through there and they may already want to connect with you. It's okay to ask, but make the ask after you've given quite a bit of information and allowed people to get to know your business, get to know what you do, see your passion, understand what it is that you do, and then go from there. It's important to understand your message, and it's important to have your content strategy laid out. And I know that's a lot in this one video, but I want to move on in our next video to where you should be looking to put your content so that you can take this information and then move on and figure out the where. Your goal in creating content should really be to help your audience understand why this is important, how it applies to them, and add value to what information you're giving them. As an example, the inspirational quote would be something that adds value to my day because it makes me feel better. And it lets me see like, oh, it's coming from this person. Oh, that's great. Okay, maybe I'll follow that person. They made me feel good today. Value can be so very simple, but if you're just asking, that's not providing value. That's taking. And so I really want to make sure that you all focus on providing value, focus on providing good information for people, making them feel good when they leave your social media accounts. And this is the way to do it. Take those 6 pieces of content that I mentioned earlier and start creating your content strategy around that. Next video, I'll be talking all about where you should be looking to start your social media journey, and also how to know if that's the right place for your mode of communication and your audience. If you're not part of the Socialife Diaries, please go on and sign up there. That is where I leave my live video information when we go on and do live trainings. I leave all of that on there, times, dates, and where we'll be. And also, if you are not in the Socialife tribe, you can also join that from the Socialife Diaries as well. So go ahead and sign up there. I'll leave the link down below, and I look forward to seeing you all and hearing more about your mission and visions. Now get out there and unleash your something amazing. See you next Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching.